What if you were told you only had 3 to 6 months to live? What would your first thought be? Would you choose to believe that, or would you choose to heal? This is what happened to my husband nearly 20 years ago when they found a fist-sized cancerous tumor in the left frontal lobe of his brain. And the first thought and words that came out of his mouth after getting that news was,
"No, that's not my story. My mindset and the words I choose to use have kept me alive for nearly 20 years.
Yes, you heard that correctly. His mindset has truly been the driving force of keeping him alive. Kyle knew that he wasn't gonna die. He had so much more life to live. And he also knew that from that moment forward, he would not use fighting language in relationship to his cancer. He didn't see it as a fight. He didn't see it as a battle. He saw it as a journey that he was on. And he didn't see his tumor as some foreign thing outside of him. He saw it as a part of him. And the more that he could love it and care for it, the more it would start to dissipate. Because that tumor is part of him, and it always has been. Those cells were healthy before they decided to mutate and become cancerous. And when I came into his life, and just 1 year into our relationship, that tumor returned. He set such a clear boundary with me that he was not fighting and he wasn't battling. And that was really challenging for me, because in our culture, everything you hear about cancer is, I'm fighting, I'm battling, keep fighting, just put up a good fight, and the battle will be won. And Kyle was like, no, that's not how I want to approach it. I'm healing, and I'm just simply on a journey, and this is part of my story. It is that mindset that has completely kept him alive. There are so many studies that show that when we can get our bodies out of that state of fight or flight and get it into rest and repair, our bodies can actually heal. Which is what you want when you're trying to heal cancer or any ailment in the body, may it be cancer or not. Without knowing the science behind that, Kyle just made this conscious choice to, whenever someone said, keep fighting, nope, I'm healing. Even doctors, his doctors will be like, you're on a journey, you're healing? Okay. It's not normal language that you hear. They'll be like, oh, you've been fighting for so long. And he's like, no, I'm not fighting. I've never been fighting. And when we can switch out of this battle language, this fighting language, and change it into healing language, our bodies actually can heal. Because when we use fighting language, our bodies are flooded with adrenaline. And then the blood flows outward to our extremities, which prevents our body from being able to heal in that state. And when you can switch the language to positive healing, I'm on a journey, this is just the path that I'm on, our body defaults into rest and repair. And when your body's in that state, it can slow down. Your blood flows throughout all of your organs. And in that state, our body can work to repair anything that ails us. And being a part of Kyle's journey for the last 3 years, and hearing all about his journey prior to meeting him, he's living proof that when we get out of that state of fight, the body knows what to do. And though he's not fully healed, he's very much alive and living and present and long beyond that 3 to 6 month prognosis. And I think it just goes to show us that what we think and believe and the words that we use matter. When we use that fighting language towards someone we love, towards ourselves, we're not helping them to heal. By watching Kyle go on this journey, it's opened me to learn more about, is there science to back this? And then one day, someone suggested I read this book, Radical Remission, and this really made everything click. The way that Kyle moves through the world and lives in relationship with his cancer just made total sense. And if I read this to you, it states, when a cancer patient has a strong fighting spirit, that focus on fighting can lead to a constant, low-level fight or flight response in the body, which can weaken the immune system and release a steady stream of stress hormones into the bloodstream. To our hunter-gatherer brains, it's like constantly feeling as if we constantly need to be fighting a tiger that's chasing us. I believe this is the main reason that having a fighting spirit has not been shown to help cancer patients live longer in numerous well-designed studies. Meanwhile, having strong reasons for living involves focusing on things that bring a person meaning and joy. And this actually turns off the fight or flight response and turns on the rest and repair response, which in turn tells the body to release a slew of immune-boosting hormones, such as serotonin, relaxin, oxytocin, dopamine, and endorphins. And that's just one small excerpt from this book that truly inspired me and gave me my own knowing as a caregiver to believe that Kyle's knowing and his way of moving through this journey and believing he was healing was the right path. Because it also states in this book, for example, in one study, people who tended to be fearful to begin with did not produce any natural killer cells after being exposed to a stressor, while people who were by nature not as fearful did produce those natural killer cells. That is why so many radical survivors repeatedly tell me that releasing fear from the body is one of the absolute best things you can do to help your body heal. Because fear literally shuts down your immune system. So if you can take out that fighting language, it can just help take some of that fear and that weight out of your body and out of your mind. And if that isn't enough motivation to switch that language, I really don't know what is. When we can start just believing and feeling and speaking into our reality that we're healing and that this is simply just a journey that you're on. And though the road might be really rocky at moments and feel like you're never going to make it over that hump, using that language can keep you motivated to know that you can. Keep your body in a peaceful state.
You wrote me all kinds of notes. I was saying I've healed cancer. I've gone through cancer.
And one way that you can keep yourself motivated to use that language in a world where that isn't the default language is to write little post-it notes for yourself that say, I've healed cancer, and put them in all the places. And be reminded of that throughout every moment of every day. We have notes like in every corner of our house, one on Kyle's laptop, one on the fridge. They're everywhere. And
it's one where you walk down the stairs.
Yeah. And it's a reminder that you can heal. And that language is powerful.
Yes, it is.
And he is living proof. As you move through the rest of your day and your life, when you're presented with a challenge,
his biggest cancer,
may you see it truly as just a journey, one that you're walking on, and that you're held by so many people like us. And know that you can heal. And the more that you say that, believe that, we believe, that becomes your reality. And so may we all heal whatever ails us.